Hey there, everybody. Hi, this is me, Darius Anucauskas, and I am back after a bit of a break here. So yesterday we didn't have a session, so today we are having a session, so hopefully you will enjoy it. We're going to talk about indices, commodities, cryptos, and currencies, the usual stuff, basically, so stay tuned, do not tune out, and I will see you in a bit. All right, okay, ladies and gentlemen, hello and good morning. This is me, that is Anucauskas from Easy Markets, and today is the 30th of July, 2024. So, yep, welcome everyone. Welcome to this Tuesday's morning session where we're going to have a very quick look at the markets, a few of the charts, the usual stuff. But before we do that, as always, let's quickly have a read through our risk disclaimer. So, the content we produce does not constitute investment advice or investment recommendations and should not be considered as such. This material should not be taken as an invitation to acquire any financial instrument or product. Look, I'll give you a few seconds to read the rest. I'll disappear here for a few seconds and I'll be back with you in a bit. All right, okay, ladies and gentlemen. So, also, just before we jump into the charts, just a quick mentioning of our Easy Markets website, which you can always check out for more information about us. Look, we also have this new tool, which I would like to share with you. And This is the Easy Markets Trading Companion, the kind of an AI powered tool. Look, it's not the answer to all your questions or something like that. No, it's a tool that is built here to support you in your journey, in your trading journey. So it's basically a tool that kind of gives you a little bit of like also additional information, maybe some information that you didn't see somewhere else, and then just kind of allows you to build your own opinion on it. So check it out. Hopefully you'll like it. Let us know what you think. So, ladies and gentlemen, also without further ado, I mean, first of all, apologies for not apologies, just to let you know that we didn't have a session on Friday, we didn't have a session on Monday yesterday. So yeah, I had a bit of a break, and now I'm back, and we can now look at the markets. Look, the first one I want to pick up here is Nikkei 225. So since last week, the end of last week, we had a bit of a rebound here. So I talked about this idea here where I said that if we do test the 200-day EMA here on Nikkei, if it provides good support, maybe a nice little rebound here could be possible, and we could see a test of this downside line. Now, we did get that rebound, we did get that move, so in a way, this worked out nicely. So I think that it's time now to get rid of this arrow and look at something else. Now, if you're thinking about the downside here on this one, I suggest to wait for a drop not only below this 38,000 territory, but also the 200-day EMA. If we do get our body of the daily candle staying below that 200-day EMA, then this could increase the chances for a few more sellers here to join in. However, for the upside, look, previously I talked about this hurdle here, the 40,000 zone, but I think that we can look at this from the lower side a little bit. Um, we can basically start looking at some higher levels if we do see a push back above this broken upside line, which I talked about previously. This one's taken from the low of the 18th of April, so good support line here. If we do push above it, wonderful. I will go to the upside, and my EMAs here: the 45-day, the 50-day EMA. The 45-day, the 100-day EMA are those good indicators from where we could consider some higher levels. So long story short, For now, you could basically, like I said, keep your eyes on this upside line together with the EMAs. If we do climb above those, this increases the chances for a further move north. However, I'll get more comfortable with the upside if we do get a push above the psychological 40,000 zone. Let me just double check something very quickly. Let me see the economic calendar because, look, I was off yesterday, so let's see what's happening this week, July 29th. That's correct. So Monday, we didn't have much from Japan. Today, job numbers, unemployment numbers. Okay, so also 2.5 unemployment rate. That's interesting. That dropped. And also Wednesday we get the industrial production, production and retail sales numbers. So yes, something to keep in mind. BOJ interest rate decision, of course. How could I forget that, ladies and gentlemen? On Wednesday, tomorrow, we'll get the BOJ interest rate decision. Now, what can we expect from this one? And to be honest, you can see that the index stabilized. I'm going to look at the yen as well, just a quick sneak peek into the yen. Yen stabilized as well because I think that the market understands that there's not going to be a possible hike. So basically, we will just see how it is, and most likely it will it could go back up here. So in this, I'm talking about in the index here. Maybe this could actually drive the Nikkei back to the upside here. So that's why I'm not excluding the upside scenario, although everything's kind of pointing a little bit more towards the downside But again, we'll keep an eye on the BOJ, and we'll also keep an eye on the comments that will be coming out, because if they're gonna say that they're not gonna oh, Kumar, hi sir, hi, right back at you, Kumar. Good morning, I really appreciate that. Really appreciate you tuning in, and actually really appreciate you saying a few words. Just even, let's say, the simple hi. I kept on saying even the simple hi can actually boost you a little bit more. This is what we need in this world, a little bit more kindness. So yes, Kumar, thank you very much, really appreciate that, for you joining in. And then in general, whoever is joining in right now as well, really appreciate that as well. Although maybe you're sitting quietly watching there, but still really appreciate that. Thank you very much. You're helping me a lot. So coming back to the situation with the BOJ, basically, if they're gonna not do anything, let's say again, they're gonna neither hike nor cut. Most likely everybody was watching the cut, and this is where they will say, oh, you know what, we're actually gonna be very like data dependent, and we're ready to act to support our yen, and that's why we could, and all that stuff. So basically these like comments like that could actually keep in Nikkei on the downside a little bit, because if the BOJ will be willing to go for a hike, then yes, I mean that's not good for Nikkei, and we could see some lower levels. Maybe this could support the yen further. But if there's not going to be any like comments like that, and they're just not going to do anything, then maybe we could see actually the yen weakening again, and pushing pushing back down against its major counterparts. Kumar, U.S. oil, it's in the list. It's in the list. So I need to go through. If you haven't seen my shows before, I go through indices, then commodities, then cryptos, and then I jump into currencies. So yeah, look, Nikkei, for now, like I said, that's the interesting part here because of the BOJ tomorrow. China 50, beautiful decline. Yes, let's have a look at the economic calendar. What's happening in China? FDI, foreign direct investment, dropped further. Yes, so that's something that came out today. Tomorrow we do get the NBS general PMI, manufacturing PMI. Okay. Okay. So, look, I think that apart from that, from China, it ties in manufacturing PMI coming out on the 1st of August. Okay, that's something to keep in mind, by the way. And on Friday, nothing major. So basically, the main probably data set, an important data set from China, will be on on the 1st of August, the Tizen manufacturing PMI, which is expected, by the way, to decline a little bit. So, but the situation here with China, I mean, look, I think that yes, the market understands that the reality and understands that there's not everything is that, like, beautiful, and yes, needs support. Yes, PBOC last week did cut the rate, if I'm not mistaken, by 10 basis points, but still I think they will need to do a bit more than that. ASX 200 very quickly. So a roller coaster ride. And you know what I really want to do here is I want to get rid of some of the lines. But first of all, this downside line, it worked initially, then it stopped working. So whenever something stops working, we get rid of it. We search for something new. And for now, this upside line, yep, I'm going to keep it on the chart here. If we're looking for some lower levels, look, I think that the good option here is to maybe, well, the conservative option here would be to wait for a drop below the 7,830 zone, somewhere around here, where the holdup happened, and a good holdup happened here. This is where the support came here, so it was acting as a good area of resistance previously. Now it's acting as a good area of support. So if we do clear it, yes, more sellers here could join in, and we could go for a larger correction to the downside. Why I'm saying correction? Because we're still above this upside line. So any move up until this upside line could be classed as a temporary correction before another possible leg of buying. In terms of the upside, well, what I would like to see here is a push above this hurdle right there. This one right there, the 7,971. If that gets cleared, yes, wonderful. I will consider a move towards that a psychological 8,000 zone, of course, which is just basically around the corner. But then the 8,068 zone is the one that I'm going to be watching. This is the highest point of July, and then we'll go from there. Dow Jones Industrial Average. Oh, by the way, in terms of economic data from Australia, something I forgot to mention, that tomorrow we'll have the trade balance, but tomorrow we'll get the Australian data, a lot of Australian data, inflation rate Q-on-Q, inflation rate year-on-year, monthly CPI indicator. I mean, this is something that, yes, and then the RBA, a lot of inflation numbers, retail sales. I mean, tomorrow will be a bit of a data dump here on from Australia. In terms of today we got the building permits, which declined. I mean, that's a little bit disappointing. Maybe that's what's reacting why there's not much strength in this. Look, not this one, ASX 200. So look, with ASX 200, I mean, I think that this is quite an important barrier. This hurdle can go away because it's a little bit in the way. Yes, this 7,971, yes, it's something that I'm keeping a close eye on. Kamar, yes, I can see the thumbs up. Yep, like I said, I'll get to commodities in a bit. So, yep, let me do my magic here, and yes, we can, and then you let me know. In the meantime, by the way, Kumar, just drop me a message there and tell me what do you think, where do you think. Before I'm going to look, I didn't look at, actually, I didn't look at oil, so it'll be a brand new chart for me, so I didn't have time to look at it. But let me know what you think and where it's going to go, and then like I said, it will be interesting. I want to compare, if I agree with you or not. Dow Jones Industrial Average. So yes, a bit of a mess here. Let me get rid of everything. This Fibonacci is no longer needed because it did a good job. Oh, but before I get rid of other lines here, look at this downside line. I talked about it. My theory worked out nicely. Whenever we break a trend line, we tend to revisit from the other side. And in this case, as you can see, it also acted as a good trampoline, and basically we rebounded from it and pushed higher. So let me get rid of everything and start fresh. Now, what I want to do here is I want to see from the shorter term perspective if this is going to carry any significance. So this upside line right here, let me just put it normally on the chart here. So this upside support line, okay, look, it's kind of, also could be something, could be quite interesting. Let me just bring this back here. So this worked out nicely. There we go. We're now above this steeper upside line as well. look, in general, what I talked about last week, I said that do not rush into the bears should not rush into action yet, because not everything is that bad. Look, we have an important area around here, which I'm gonna make it less thick here. There we go. So we have it important here around the 41,000 zone. So and by the way, what I'm looking at here on my side are the futures. So you might have a cash index different a little bit. So hey, I wanted to say, just don't really, uh, Kumar, please reduce your withdrawal. Oh, this is not the question for me. With full respect, Kumar, unfortunately, I'm not able to kind of even comment on these things. I mean, my job is to comment on the market. Unfortunately, I know, I understand the pain, and look, thing is that you always need to think of, let's say, where there's always a trade-off between all the brokers. Some brokers may offer lower spreads, but then, or lower commissions and stuff, but then they don't, let's say, offer good market feed and stuff like that. So again, it's really it's always a trade-off, unfortunately. And I know it's me as a trader, I totally understand you, but again, when you go further in life, and then you kind of you understand that yes, some pricing, you unfortunately have to take it as it is. And it's or you, like I said, or you find a broker which is more convenient for you. Of course, I from my side, unfortunately, I cannot really do much as maybe I would like to help you out on this, in this sense. But I think that this is more of a question to our customer support instead of me from the market analysis side. So hey, um and again, I unfortunately, with this question, I'm not able to help. Let me know about WTI oil. Now, that's something else. And now this is a topic that I can jump on. But look, I'm a market analyst, so yeah. Look, so yeah, sorry, Mar. Uh, um, you know, I wish I could help. I wish I could help, but it's not my field, my sector, not my department. Anyway, coming back to the Dow Jones Industrial Average. Look, like I said, the 41,000 zone on my futures is something that I'm watching very carefully. I like that area. I think that I will. Oh, well, no, I don't think I will actually consider the upside if we do push above this territory, above this area right here, and then yes, above that 41 zone, and then we have more buyers could join in terms of the downside. What I would like to see here is a drop below the downside line here, and yes, then we could go further from there. So long story short, if you're looking at some lower levels, then yes, a drop below the 40,000 zone, a drop below the downside line, yep, more sellers here could join in. So basically, I think that that's what I'm going to stick to. I think it's a good plan. Let's wait and see. By the way, we're still in the earnings season right now, so we do have oh, there's a lot of companies here. Let me just adjust this very quickly. I think there's let me just jump into US ones. So yeah, we do have a bunch of companies. McDonald's came out yesterday. Let me just see what's happening today. CVR Energy. What's from the bigger guys? Let me just double check. Hmm, you know what? This Cisco. Okay, look, this calendar I don't really like, but earnings calendar. Let me just double check the other one. So this week, right? Okay, so okay, McDonald's we had yesterday. Microsoft, right there. Why I cannot see Microsoft in this one? Is it like somewhere hidden? Starbucks, yeah, Microsoft. There we go. So yes, there. The morning ones that are coming out. Right. SoFi Technologies as well. Okay, that's interesting. That is interesting. Keep your eyes on that. because I like this stock. However, let me just see if it rallied. Okay, it's in correction mode, so that's fine. This is all good. So it had a good run. It had a good run, so it drifted back down, but now it's trying to. It's kind of oscillating around the EMAs here. So SoFi, look, in general, it's looking kind of weird, I would say. I mean, at the moment, I mean, somebody might say, hey, maybe this is a bullish flag for me. Could be the case. I'm not saying anything. It could be if we do climb back above the $7.5 mark. I think that this could actually attract more buyers into the game. Microsoft. Let me just have a look at this one. What's happening here? So yes, earnings coming out today in the evening after market close. So yeah, let me just double check this all-time high. Yep. This all-time high right here, this 468 zone. Since then, we kind of retraced back down. We fell lower. We found good support around the 417 area. That's absolutely fine. That's all okay. I mean, this 433 zone is, I think, is a good area to keep an eye on. Yep, for sure. And look, I think that the way we're going to play this one, first of all, of course, solely relying on technical analysis on the stocks here, it's a bit of a problem. You shouldn't do that. But in a way, it does support, in a way, it does kind of give you a little bit of a guidance, like how this could go and which way this could go. So yeah, for now, looking at this picture, of course, it's looking all bearish, but I think that you will agree with me. In order to go lower, a drop below this area here is required, this 417 zone, and then I think we'll be more than happy to go to travel towards that 400 area. So look, or this area, first of all, of course, around the 200-day EMA, and then we'll, yeah, just gonna go from there. Look, if you're a bull on this one, I think that the easier option is to wait for a pop somewhere above this area, this 448 zone. If we do clear it, yep, I will get a little bit more excited with the upside, but I'll start looking at some higher levels if we do push above the 45-day EMA and this 448 zone. Let's see how this is going to play out. In terms of other earnings today, AMD today coming out. Let me just have a look. AMD. Okay, this one's having a bit of a bad moment because I think Nvidia as well is not really feeling the love right now. So in general, the tech companies, as I've talked about this on Thursday in my morning video, that you can check it out, by the way. I talked about this and I said that look, the whole point with the tech right now is that because of Trump, because of what he mentioned and what he said, that if he wins, he wants to impose more tariffs on China, and then Taiwan needs to pay the money for protection, and so on and so on and so on. So yeah, it's very patriotic, but in terms of business, I don't think that's kind of feasible. But anyway, it's not very good for the tech world. So I think that the tech world will want to have Kamala instead of as a president. So again, time will show. At the moment, we can speculate as much as we want, but hey, keep your eyes on the AMD stock today, because that is releasing earnings. The company is releasing earnings, so we'll see how that's going to play out. So coming back to our indices, the S&P 500, we are stuck. Beautiful. Oh, this is just amazing. Why I'm loving it is because it's coiling up. It's coiling up, so basically that means that we are waiting for an exit, a nice, beautiful exit here. If we can get a nice clearance, yes, amazing. If we can push above the 5,542 zone right here, I will get a little bit more excited with the upside. For the downside, a break of this upside line here is required. I mean, this upside line so far is doing a fantastic job. This Fibonacci extension, I think maybe we can get rid of it, but actually, you know what? No, the 38.2 is working beautifully here on the Fibonacci extension, which is drawn from the lowest point of October of 2023 to the highest point of, is it March? Yes, March of 2024, and the lowest point of April of 2024. So this Fibonacci extension so far is doing a magnificent job. Why it projected the the target, the all-time high, almost bang on perfectly. Now we're seeing this hold up near the 38.2. Okay, so basically, if we do clear this, I think that more sellers here could join in. So that's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to stick to, and then we'll go from there. Now then, nasdaq, let's have a look at this one here. Nasdaq is at a very interesting spot as well. So of course, we're looking at tech, we're looking at the markets and how but in general, this has declined. This has retraced nicely. I talked about this. If we look at it from this perspective, from the low of the 31st of May to the highest point of July, then we did already the 78.6 almost, but that's okay. We'll take that. If we are measuring it this way, then we did a nice 50% retracement all the way back to this 19,000 zone, which basically is something that I was talking about, and I said that this 19,000 zone is a good area of support. Previously, we looked at it as a resistance, and now it's taking the role of support from 21,000 zone all the way to the 19,000 zone here. It kind of in something like about 2.5 weeks or something. No, wait. Oh, actually, in a month. In a month, we decline. So basically, the monthly candle you'll see here, it's in blue, meaning the downside. So long story short, if you're looking for some lower levels, I think a drop below the 19,000 zone is required. If we can get that move, amazing. I will consider further declines. In terms of the upside, let me just tidy up this chart because this has not been updated for a while. And yep, I was away last week on Friday and on Monday. So a lot of things has changed. So look, I think that the logical option here is for the upside is to wait for a push up of the 19,640, basically the 700 zone. I think that that makes sense. If we can clear this, territory, I think that we could start pushing a little bit higher towards that 23.6 again to retest it from underneath again, and then we'll just kind of take it from there. Jumping into DAX, the German index, we are oscillating around the 45-day EMA. So yes, it's what we're looking at here is that in a way there's still a chance for this one to drift lower. However, the problem for me is that we are oscillating. So this arrow is no longer needed. I think that we need to take a very conservative approach here. If you're looking for some lower levels, wait for a break of this upside line, wait for a drop below the 18,220 zone here, and then we'll just take it from there. In terms of the upside, a push above this downside line would be nice. And yep, for now, I am waiting. I'm playing the waiting game. In terms of economic data from Eurozone, let me just double check very quickly. Let me just put European Union in here. So today we got the flash, the forthcoming actually the estimates, the preliminary numbers. GDP growth rate. Okay, so the current expectation is for the year-on-year number to improve a little bit, but for the Q-on-Q to decline. Okay. Industrial sentiment is expected to decline further. And look, tomorrow we'll have the inflation numbers from Eurozone, but again, the preliminary ones. So, yep, those are gonna be coming out on Thursday and the 1st of August. Unemployment rate. Okay, that's gonna be interesting as well. 6.4 most likely is gonna come out at 6.4 because the Eurozone numbers in that case are a little bit more boring because they're precise. They're kind of precise. So yeah, look, what can I say? For now, I think that the more interesting stuff is going to come out today and tomorrow. Let's see how the market is going to play this game with DAX here. And I think that for now, DAX will follow the lead of US and what they're going to do, how they're going to play this. And I think, that's how we can play this game as well. The FTSE 100, beautiful rebound. Oh my God, look at this. This is just, look, I talked about this last week and, or last week and the week before, and I kept on saying we have ourselves a descending triangle pattern. And look at this. Look how on Thursday, we drifted lower. I talked about this and I said, look, If we stay below this, I'm going to go lower. I'm going to go lower. And we did go lower. And we did go lower. And then we look at this. We just basically, we moved lower and we, what can I say here? We moved lower and we rebounded then beautifully. We almost tested my target, the 8,035. I was aiming for this one. We tested the area around the 55. Okay. What can I say? This is one of those perfect examples where you see the false breakout happening. You see the a strong move back up. Look, what can I say here? It's a great move. We pushed higher. We then the same time, and then next on Friday, next day, we actually almost did my other scenario here. So basically, two scenarios working out in the same way. So this worked out, because what I said to you, that if we do break the downside line here, the upper side of the descending triangle, then my next target is the area around the 8,355.73 zone. Tick. We reached that yesterday, and when we drifted back down. So we're now, we're most likely we will go back down and test the broken trend line here from above, and then kind of rebound from it and push higher. So something like this could be possible, and I think that this is quite logical. I said to you before, and I'll say it again, I stick to this rule that whenever we break a trend line, we tend to revisit it from the other side, and I think that on the moment we are having our journey towards that area, towards this downside line. Let's see if that's going to work, if that's going to be the case. In terms of, let's say, aiming higher here at something or something like that, yeah, look, wait for a push above this highlighted zone. So at the moment, I think that we could bounce around here, but first I'm watching this downside line. I want to see if we can get a nice rebound from it. Dollar, US dollar index. Okay, we are pushing higher and we're trying to climb above these EMAs, which is fine. 104.47, amazing. Let's see if that's gonna, work out here nicely. I said to you before, and I'll stick to the same words. I need to see, in order for me to go higher, at least in the near term, a push above the 104.47 is required. These EMAs is something that I'm also watching. So yep. Long story short, I think I'm gonna keep an eye on this, and basically we'll consider more upside if we do clear this barrier right here, these EMAs together with 104 point. Look, you can round it up if you want to 50. I mean, that's absolutely fine. So if you like, it's a nice beautiful number, 104.50. So yes, I mean, then if we clear that, we'll go to 105. Ladies and gentlemen, let's jump into commodities. And Kumar, I hope you're still here. I hope you're still did not disappear, because I'm going to be jumping into oil in a bit. Look, gold. Gold is a tricky moment right now as well, because we found good support near this 2,369 zone. I talked about it before. I talked about this hurdle. Great, look at this. Yes, we had a few false breakouts here, but that's absolutely fine. The 45-day EMA is also doing a good job, providing good support. So everything is looking quite nice, quite positive. Now, if you're looking for some higher levels, I think that a push back above the 2,400 zone is required. And if we can get that move, I will consider a move back to the 2,450 zone, which was the previous all-time high, because now we have a new historic all-time high. So yes, 2,400 could be a nice good target, unless we just want to slow down somewhere near the 2,432, which is the high of last week. Then yeah, we could go from there. So initially, maybe let's aim for this one first. But again, a push above the 2,400 zone is required. For the downside, as I said, 2,369. That's what I'm looking at in order to go lower. Just jumping into silver very quickly. We're flirting here. We're flirting with this territory. Now look, what I am waiting here for is I'm waiting for maybe a drop actually below the 200-day EMA. So silver is an interesting one. However, I would like to wait a little bit here. So I want to see if this 200-day EMA is going to continue to provide support. If not, then yes, further declines here could be possible. In terms of the upside, I think the better option here is to wait for a push back above the 28.65 zone right here, and then we'll go from there. Platinum, jumping into platinum, beautiful rebound from this territory right here, this upside support line. I talked about it. Amazing. Look, for now, for now, I am keeping an eye on this hurdle here, this 944. But to be honest, I would prefer to wait for a I'm waiting for a push above the EMAs. I'm waiting for a push above the EMAs, and if we can get that move, if we can get that move, then yes, great. More buyers here could join. This upside line, I don't think it's needed, but we can recycle it, and always recycle, ladies and gentlemen. So yes, we have this downside line here, which is something that I am watching, and look, this downside line is something that I'm watching here very carefully. If we do push above the 40, all these EMAs here, then yes, wonderful. A larger correction to the upside could happen. This downside line maybe could be revisited again, and then we'll have to just take it from there. Because at the moment, maybe this is going to end up getting into a bit of a squeeze. If it's going to get into a bit of a squeeze here, that's wonderful. Because then we'll kind of wait for this one to exit, and you know, a greater explosion could happen. But at the moment, I mean, don't really think that maybe something extraordinary here could be happening, apart from getting stuck in between these two trend lines. So yeah, for now, if you do like to trade something like this, be my guest. However, I'm gonna wait. I'm just gonna observe the price action right now, and just gonna wait until it figures itself out. Jumping into oil. So, Kumar. Okay, look, with oil, it's an interesting one. It continues to slide, and everything is in line with my expectations. Because what I talked about previously, I said that if a couple of weeks ago, I said to you, look, if we do somehow drop back below the $80 mark, I'm leaning towards the downside. I was initially leaning towards that 78 zone, tick. Then I said to you, my next targets are 76.25. Tick. Beautiful hold up here. Next target, 75.21. Amazing. Amazing. Now the question is, can we go further south? And this is what I will suggest you to keep an eye on, this 75.21. This level can go in order not to overcrowd the chart. This level can go away as well because it got violated. But I think that we can put this 77.67 zone on the chart for now, because it kind of acted as a good area of support and resistance previously. Yes, we did violate it here, but it was just a bit of a roller coaster ride. So look, if we do push back over the 77.67 territory, somewhere around here, I will consider a move to the upside. For now, I'm leaning towards the downside. But again, with the move to the upside, only up until my EMAs. Only up until my EMAs, and then, yes, and then we can... my internet is jumpy. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're still watching, can you let me know if you can still see my screen, my voice coming through? If you can see my voice coming through. Yes, if you can hear my voice coming through, if you can basically see the picture, because like I said, I mean, I just got a alert of this connection, so hopefully it's all good. Yeah, if you can just let me know, I would really appreciate that. If you can let me know if everything's still running smoothly. So, but yeah, look, I mean, what I wanted to say is that before that, these upside lines, which I talked about previously, I like them, and because they're all tentative, they're all really, they might not carry much significance, but the thing is that I somehow like them, and all these, and I want to see which one's going to carry more significance, or if eventually they will carry more significance. So the first one I'm looking at, this steeper one, and this one's taken from the lowest point of May of 2023. So good potential target. Let's see if that's going to play out or not. But hey, it could be quite interesting for a few more sellers here. Sugar, let's jump into sugar. Beautiful rebound from this territory. Amazing. I talked about this this downside line as well. So in order for me to go higher, I need to see a push above this territory, above this this 19.10 zone, this 45-day EMA. If we can get that move, great. We'll go a little bit more towards the upside. Now, in terms of downside, yes, a drop below this territory here is required. And if we do drop below this 18 zone, then yeah, for now it's a tricky one. For now, with the downside, it's actually slightly off the table. It's more of the upside scenario that I'm looking at right now. But again, I would like to see this one, the body of the daily candle, staying above this downside line. Soybeans, beautiful, beautiful. I mean, I cannot really explain my happiness here, because look at this. When we got a hold up near this 1076 zone, I said to you, keep your eyes on this downside line. Maybe this area will provide good resistance. And this is what I said. Maybe like a curve back, move back down could be possible. 1076 zone is something that I was aiming for. Amazing. Got the nice test. Got the nice breakout. What I said to you that after, I was aiming actually for this 1046 zone-ish. I mean, I can't complain. I mean, this worked out. It drifted further south. But, hey. For now, it's all working beautifully. My next target is the look, the psychological 1000 zone got did it get reached? No. And no, it didn't get reached. So I think let's put it this way. Let's play the game this way. If we continue to trade below the 1046 zone, and just to let you know that this level in the past has been seen as the low of the 30th of October of 2020. Now I'm aiming for the low of the 29th of September of 2020. It's slightly below the psychological 1000 zone. So this 985 is something that I'm watching here. So yes, for now I am, like I said, I'm just aiming for the downside. Natural gas, let's have a look at this one, flirting with the psychological 2 level, which is fine. Okay, look, what can I say? It's a good area to keep an eye on. It's a good target. So hey, if we do get a nice drop again below this territory, below this psychological 2 zone, then yes, my next target is this upside line taken from the low of the where's that? Ah, there we go. 18th of February of 2024, or basically the lowest point of this year so far. Yeah, let's see how this is going to play out. For now, I am just observing the price action and waiting for this one to clear the psychological 2 zone. Bitcoin Cash. Let's jump in. Oh, sorry, Bitcoin Cash. Bitcoin. Let's jump into the crypto world, ladies and gentlemen. Beautiful, beautiful test of the upper side of the this falling channel that I talked about. So yes, this is amazing. If you're looking for some higher levels, this is what look, first of all, this idea worked out. Okay, the rebound from the EMAs and a push towards the upper side of the falling channel, great. Now we need to relook at this. We need to look at this from a different side. I think that at this point, if you're a bull, I think that we need to wait for a break of the upper side of the falling channel here, because this so far is doing an amazing job in my opinion. So why not stick to it? So yes, if we're looking at some lower levels, a drop below the 63,318 zone is needed. If we can clear this, yes, more sellers here could join in. For the upside, break of the upper side, as I said already, that's what I need. All this zone right here, above the EMAs, below this upper side of the falling channel, is going to be neutral one for me. I'm just going to be observing the price action carefully. But if it starts clearing one of the sides here, now that's where I'm going to get a little bit more excited with the either of the sides here, either of the directions. Jumping into Bitcoin Cash very quickly. So yes, beautiful pop. There we go. 400. We cleared it. Didn't I say to you, keep your eyes on this inverted head and shoulders pattern? Yes, I did. Did I say to you, keep your eyes on the 348 zone? Yes, I did. I'm sorry. I will have my moment of smugness right now, and I will say that yes, I told you so. This worked out like a charm. Don't get me wrong. It doesn't always work out, as I would like it to work out, but whenever it works out, I'm happy as hell, and yes. So for now, this picture here is working out like a charm. We cleared the 400 zone, amazing. Now the question is, can we go further above this 442 zone? Look, in general, what I'm considering actually is something like this. We might revisit the 400 area, and we might revisit the 400 area, and we might rebound here and push higher. So long story short, I think that a drop below this territory, below the 400 zone, below the EMAs, may attract a few more sellers here into the game. So that's what I'm going to look at here. Yep. This is what I'm going to do here, and basically that's what the game plan I'll take. For now, I'm leaning still towards the upside, but at first I want to see if we can revisit the 400 zone. Ethereum, yes, it's trying to make its way higher, but it's very calmly and moderately. Look, the 200-day EMA so far is doing a good job, so I'll wait for a drop below this in order to go higher. For the upside, if we do stay above the EMAs, I will go higher. That's it. Litecoin. Again, beautiful flirt. We broke the downside line. We flirted with the 76 zone, but we kind of drifted back down. So you know what? Very simple. If we do push above the 76 territory, I will go lower. I will go to the downside here, and then we'll just take it from there. Ripple. Ripple is at an interesting spot. We're stuck. So look, very simple. If we do drop below this 0.57 zone, I'm leaning towards the downside. A push above the 0.64 area, I'm leaning towards the upside. Dogecoin, very quickly. Dogecoin is stuck here. Let me just get rid of everything. And we're stuck around the EMA. So I'm not going to put any... Okay, I'll put a few lines. So I think that it's better to keep an eye on the 0.1438 zone on the upside here. If that gets cleared, more buyers could join in because a forthcoming higher high will be confirmed, and then we could start targeting this 0.1750 zone. So that's amazing. That's wonderful. For the downside, I would like to see a break. Well, not here. A break below this upside line right here. This upside line, yes, it's something that I am keeping a close eye on. If that gets cleared, yes, potentially more sellers here could join in, but especially if we also see a drop somewhere below this territory, actually the 0.1178, and then yeah, we'll go from there. Jumping into Polkadot very quickly. So okay, this one is not feeling the love. If other ones are okay, this one is not feeling the love, drifting lower. So I think that we can remove everything and start fresh here. So first of all, I'm going to bring some key support zones back on the chart here. We are currently resting near this area, so around this area, the 5.72. But I think that the better option, okay, in terms of better option, I think that it's a tricky moment because this here is something that could play out nicely here, I would say. But hey, look, the 5.41-ish, I really, look, I think it's trying to find something where it's not, but if we are trying to find something where it's not, maybe, yes, keep your eyes on the 5.4140 zone, something like that. If that gets cleared, then we could target the low here, the lowest point of July, the current lowest point of July at 4.9. And then we'll just kind of go from there. Ladies and gentlemen, let's jump into the Forex world before I run out of time. And oh, apologies for that, ladies and gentlemen. Good hold up. 0.6540 zone. Amazing. I love it. I love it. And once again, I love it because, look, this is something that I was aiming for. Oh, apologies. My nose was itchy a little bit, so after the sneeze. Look, this 0.6540 zone is something that I'm keeping a close eye on, and if that gets cleared, amazing. Yes, more sellers here could join in, so that's what I'm going to do with the upside. Now, my problem are the EMAs. If we do push back above the 0.6576 territory, I think that this could happen. We could see a hold up somewhere around here, somewhere maybe near the 0.6626, and then kind of drift back down. So that's why I'm not excluding the downside scenario yet. Apologies for that. not excluding the downside scenario yet, but a bit of a retracement here could be possible. And if we do apply my beloved Fibonacci here, then you will see that this 23.6 is near a good area here, and the 38.2 is exactly near that 0.6626, maybe a little bit lower, but still good area right here. So yes, keep your eyes on this. This could be quite fun. ADJPY. So of course the BOJ. We're going to be watching the BOJ very carefully tomorrow. And yes, just once again to double check the economic calendar. Apply. There we go. So tomorrow, early hours. Yes, if you're in Europe somewhere, then it will be the early hours of Asian morning. Or very early in nighttime Europe, and early hours of the Asian morning. So yes, we'll keep an eye on that. The BOJ interest rate decision. I mean, those numbers are here. The early hours of the European morning, the BOJ interest rate decision should be coming out. So we'll keep an eye. Again, I would suggest if you are trading Japanese yen, if you do have open positions, either put a very good stop loss in terms, or maybe just get out of the positions, because I mean, we don't know how the reaction will go. Will we see a strong move to it's a word between move and push, a strong move to the upside. And look, I would say it this way: if we do somehow climb back above the 105 zone, actually, yep, more buyers here could join in. So this is what could happen here, and more buyers could join in, and we could go from there. In terms of the downside, well, I think that the easier option, of course, is to keep an eye on the upside line. If that gets cleared, yes, more sellers here could join in. We could keep an eye on this little hurdle here, the 99.21, and then so on and so on. Look, for now, I would say it this way. For now, it's if we are looking at some lower levels, maybe also a drop below the 99.21 zone here could be nice, because a forthcoming lower low will be confirmed. But at the moment, we're seeing a push higher. Let's wait for the BOJ, and then we can do our reaction in there. NZDJPY, beautiful hold up here. So again, I will say the same thing. The psychological 90 zone has been providing good support. A drop below it, yep, could open the door to some lower levels. At the moment, what I'm seeing here is a bit of a retracement. Yep, let's see if we can travel back to the 23.6, which is around the 91 points, actually around the 92 zone. If that gets cleared, the next target is the 38.2 near the 200-day EMA. CHF JPY, again, pushing back up. I think that the market is anticipating no hike or anything like that, and now we're seeing a nice move to the upside. Look, I previously talked about the 1.77.6366 here. I think that we can lower it down a little bit, and if we do push above the 175.88 zone right here, we climb above the 45-day EMA, potentially could attract more buyers into the game. These levels here, they can go away because they're a little bit in the way. But yeah, if we do stay below the 100-day EMA right here, I will continue targeting the downside. CAD CHF, very quickly, beautiful rebound from this area near this hurdle, not exactly from it, but near, which is fine. Look, nothing exciting. I think I'll wait for this one. I will say it this way: that as long as we stay below the 0.6436 zone right here, I'm going to continue targeting the downside. So at the moment, what I'm considering here is a corrective move to the upside before another possible leg of selling. USDcad continues to push higher because it continues to trade above this broken downside line, which I talked about. And so far, so good. So yes, if we continue to trade above this downside line, I will continue targeting the 1.39 zone, and we'll go from there. Maybe even we could reach the psychological 140 zone. Let's see. US dollar against China. You know what? No, this one we'll leave it out for now. USDJPY. Okay, beautiful. Yes, beautiful rebound from the 200-day EMA as expected here. I talked about this last week. So, long story short, for now, everything's working like a charm. And in a way, I've reached my target, 155.37. was the area that I was aiming for. So yes, great. The 100-day EMA as well, something that I was watching here. So look, if you want to see some higher levels, I think that wait for a push back of the 157.617 zone, somewhere around here. Maybe this could carry some significant, carry some importance, but look, at this point, I think that it's better to keep an eye on the 155.37. If let's keep an eye on this one. If we see a hold up and we see a drift back down, I will get more comfortable with the downside if we do fall below the 200-day EMA. Until then, I'm just gonna observe the price action. I mean, this can go away because this is gonna work out. So yes, 200-day EMA. I'm watching this one for the downside. 45-day EMA. I'm watching this one for the upside. US dollar against the Swiss franc. Very quickly, we're pushing back up again. This is a little bit of a mess, and I want to remove everything and start fresh. Now, what I want to bring back here is this area of support. Somehow, we did drop below it. Let me just see on the weekly. Yeah, it falls breakout on the weekly candle here, and we're pushing back up. So, which is fine. So we'll take that downside line. Yes. Oh, not this one. Here, there we go. Downside line. Yep, there we go. I think it's a good area to watch, and if we do, if we do, I mean, at the moment, I'm considering a larger correction to the upside before another possible leg of selling. So something like this. So yes, if we start clearing this barrier right here, if we start clearing the downside line, then yes, potentially more buyers here could join it. gbpusd, very quickly, just a quick update. So we're still struggling with this 1.7828 zone. Look, the Fibonacci no longer needed, and I think it's getting crowded. It's time to remove everything. So yep, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to simplify this a little bit. I'm going to keep an eye on this upside line right here. Yep. So any drop, let's say back below, somewhere below this maybe little territory, something around here. Drop below the 1.7715, yes, may attract a few more sellers here. A larger correction to the downside could be possible towards this upside line. For the upside, I think it's quite straightforward. Wait for a push above the 1.7852, 53 zone. And then, yes, we could aim for some higher levels. gbpjpy. Seeing also a nice rebound, which is fine. The similar story basically with gbpjpy is with which I talked about, AUDJPY, NZDJPY, USDJPY. Whereas, yes, we could see a bit of a correction back up here, but hey, keep your eyes on the EMAs here. If we do stay below the 45-day EMA, then yep, there is a chance for another decline. If we do start popping above it, then well, actually, I could consider more buying interest here coming in, especially if we also push above the 202.10 zone right there. GBP NZD, beautiful. There we go. Finally, we're seeing some sort of a correction here on GBP NZD. And the 2.18 zone, which I kept on talking about, this is basically the highest point, the all-time high here that I have, the highest point of, or 2020 basically. We cleared it on the monthly chart. I told you keep your eyes on it because it's going to be quite interesting to see where we're going to be at the end of the month, because we still have what we still have 2 days left of trading in this month in July. So let's see where this monthly candle will stay. At the moment we're drifting back down, so in a way, if we do drop and stay below this 2.18 zone, maybe this could kind of signal about a bit of a larger correction here to the downside, because then maybe we could put my beloved Fibonacci level right here, draw it this way, and look at this. The 23.6 sits comfortably near this other big area that I talked about. This is the highest point of 2023. So this is a good target, 2.16. I think it's a good target as long as we stay below the 2.18 zone. gbpusd, flirting with the broken trend line here from above. So hey, I think I will stick to this game plan right there. There we go. Yep, if we do continue to trade above this downside line, I will consider a bit of a move to the upside. But of course, if we start clearing it and we start dropping below the 50% here on my Fibonacci retracement, then yep, it is opening the door to some lower levels, because at the same time we could fall below the 45-day EMA. Euro Aussie very quickly, finally getting a bit of a retracement. This is fine. The Fibonacci, let's draw this one from here to here. We're near the 23.6, so now the question is, can we do something like this? Or actually we're gonna oh, no. Yes, that way. Are we going to do something like this? Are we going to drop below the 23.6 and go towards the 38.2? Or actually we are going to go further south. EuroJPY, and this one here is at a very interesting spot here. We rebounded from this 200-day EMA, this area right here. Yes, look, for now it's again, EuroJPY, same story, by the way, same story. The only thing is that we have a good area of support, resistance here. But you know what? I would need to probably get rid of this highlighted zone. I think it's not gonna carry much significance right now. I think that this area, look, if we do climb above it, yes, there is a chance for higher levels, but then be careful with these EMAs. If those are going to provide resistance, then another decline could be possible. But what I'm looking at here is the 170 zone, a psychological 170 zone. If we climb above it, I'll go to the upside. And finally, Euro USD here, drifting further south, but hey, getting a nice hold up near these EMAs, near the 1.08 zone. So I reached my target, 1.08, amazing. Now what's next? Now next is this, exactly this, that 1.08. We'll be keeping a close eye on that one. If we clear it, a forthcoming lower low will be confirmed, and then we could be very, very happy, as we could travel towards some of these lower levels. And at the moment, 1.0750, I think that could be a nice good target. But look, I think that's a tricky moment right now. This 1.0750, I think that, yeah, that could be the next good target. If that gets cleared, further declines are possible. But in terms of the upside on this one, I think that what I like here is this area around the 1.0870. A push above it may attract more buyers into the game here. So my simplistic approach here on the Euro USD, keeping an eye on it. As I said to you, we have some data coming out today, tomorrow, so from the Eurozone. And yes, keep your eyes on the economic calendar. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'll have to wrap it up here. Thank you very much for watching and listening. I really appreciate that. Kumar, if you can still hear me, thank you very much for your comments. Really appreciate that. So yes, anybody else, if you have any questions, always honestly drop it in the chat box. Doesn't matter, live, not live. I will pick up on this, and yeah, we'll go from there. So, but for now, ladies and gentlemen, stay safe. Have your stop losses in place. Risk only what you can afford to lose. Don't overtrade, and everything will be fine. I'll see you tomorrow, 6 o'clock GMT time. Thank you very much, and bye-bye.